Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first AR or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Over.
How we doing?
And tonight's show is brought to you by VZ Grips and Patriot Patch Company. So there we go. We got one of the sponsor nods out of the way.
Perfect.
And then we'll get into that more later.
You bet.
So, Garth, how are we doing today, bud?
Better than you.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I have a hard time turning my head right now.
Yeah, no, you just look at the camera. We're fine.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a minor head injury today because I have a good hard head, and so it didn't mess me up too bad. But I did get a really nice cervical sprain out of it. So head movement not really that good. I just kind of track like a turret right now.
Yeah, it'll be hopefully it'll feel better. Feel better in a couple days before we go to shot.
This will be great. So speaking of shot, we are headed there. Have you done anything fun in the last week or two?
Fun in the last week or two. Not necessarily anything crazy because it's been crazy cold out, so that really limits the whole going out and shooting thing. I have been cleaning guns in my basement though, and I think that's fun just because I haven't been doing that for a while now. So getting everything ready to go for shot and deciding what pistols I'm going to take to Vegas because, I want to feel safe and secure and armed. So that's definitely something.
It is oppressively cold where we are. And it has been.
Yeah.
But I have been taking that opportunity to use what's in my hand. And for those of you not watching, I'm holding up my Mantis Blackbeard. And that you pull your bolt carrier group and charging handle out of your AR.
Mm-hmm.
Drop that in and have the charged up magazine battery pack, and you can do some dry fire training in your house with your AR.
Things I still need to do. I've been saying I'm going to buy them for a year, and now we're full circle into going to the SHOT Show for my second year, and I still have not purchased any of the cool, awesome, dry fire stuff we saw at SHOT, and I'm kind of pissed at myself about that, but the things I haven't done yet.
Yep, and then I also have been doing a lot of work with my pink purple rhino, pink rhino, something like that. Anyways, it's a 9mm bullet for that you can use in any 9mm pistol that is not a bullet. It is a laser cartridge, and I've been doing a lot of dry fire on that with the handgun as well.
Yeah, I tried to order one of those about 3 months ago, and about the third time they told me they lost it, I just canceled it and got a refund. And I think it's because there's a list out there now, and I know you and I are on it for sure.
Oh, I've been on that list for a long time.
Well, now it's official.
It was before. No, and we might get into that a little bit later, but no, it has been cold, so I have been doing a bunch of dry fire training, more so than anything else, just because, well, it's oppressively cold, and now is the time of year that I generally dedicate to dry fire and reloading.
Also, something I don't have the capability. I mean, I have all the components, and if there was only a machine sitting 2 feet from me where we just bring them down and build some bullets one night, we probably should take advantage of the cold right now, but it doesn't matter because we're going to go somewhere warmer than here.
Yes, we are. And yes, and Jim is correct. Everyone here is probably on the list.
Oh, yeah. I finally got to see the upscale list, and I'm definitely on it just because I think that's mostly all my browser history.
Yes, and as Jen Champier was saying, Blackbeard X and Laser Academy is actually kind of fun when you're stuck inside, and it is. I use a different one. I use what is called the Laser app, and it works very well because you can actually set it up to use multiple cameras and then you can single it out. And I have a bunch of, well, I would call them balsa wood, but they're the really thin woods, mini USPSA targets. So I can set up like full on shooting courses on like my garage door.
Yeah.
Now that we have an insulated garage to shoot in.
Perfect. No, good times, man. So I don't know, man. What do you want to talk about tonight? Like,
we could talk about what we have coming up for SHOT Show, and I am ultra excited to go to SHOT Show again this year. There's actually a handful of products I've been looking at that I am genuinely excited to go to.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually singled anything out, but I don't know if they redid the app this year or not, or maybe I'm just more into it than I was last year because I was a little kid in a candy store last year. But I've actually went through and probably highlighted or favorited like 50 or 60 different places I want to hit. So I'm not just running around going, "Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's neat." So this year it's going to be a little bit more direct of where I'm going.
Yeah, there's definitely I think we'll have a lot of crossover on our list that we want to go to, and things of that nature. We might even have some stuff that you went, "Oh, I didn't even think about looking at that."
No, yeah, 100%. I know that's going to be the case. Definitely want to get into a lot of not home defense stuff, but more like body armor and packs and things of that nature this year. Just to, I'd put it at a place where I feel comfortable with all the guns I own. Not saying I own a lot, own more than some, less than others, but I feel like I'm at a very comfortable place where I should start accessorizing and expanding on the firearms I own in that regard of just getting duty belts and kits or things to go on my kit and everything like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now and I think that's what I'm going to gear my SHOT Show towards anyway.
Kind of looking at that accessory line of stuff to see what it is that you need or what might be going places.
Exactly. So I just little things like that. And I'm pretty stoked. And well, I mean, to be honest though, our most exciting thing is we're getting it to go to range day.
Yeah, and range day isn't open to everybody that goes to SHOT Show. So it's only open to media. So now we are officially like apparently legitimate media.
We are there.
Which is a frightening thought.
A horrible idea. I still don't like to use the word influencer, but we're getting closer.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jim, as he holds up his handset, of the Baofeng. But and stopping by LMT. Yes, we'll definitely be swinging by the LMT booth. We always do just to check things out. They are on my list of places to go, but they're not on my like immediate I have to go here list. And I have a handful that I really am excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Garth, what are some of the things that you are most excited for?
Well, one of them is you got to go experience these guys at Rocky Mountain Range Day. I was unable to attend, so it'll be my first time meeting the Great Lakes firearm guys over there. And I see they got a booth in one of our favorite buildings over there, and so I'm excited to go meet those guys and check out all the neat ARs they have. Like you said, the 300 Win Mag in an AR. How cool is that? I mean, if they make a 10-rounder, it'd be even better. But excited to see those guys, look at their products and get the news out about those guys. That's just a really cool concept. A lot of guys, when they think of AR, they go, well, I don't want an AR because I can't do a lot with it, like as far as hunting goes. And these guys have revolutionized, the whole idea of going hunting with an AR in these awesome odd calibers.
Well, and it's not even odd calibers. It's the mainstay hunting calibers is more what they're actually running everything.
Well, yeah, and that's what I meant by that is just when I talk to my buddies who like to go coyote hunting, they go, "Oh man, it's cool if you're going, and you have your thermal on when you're calling them in at 25 yards." But I've got buddies who like to go out and shoot range. I've got one friend back up in Oneida. He went out hunting today and he dropped a yote at 611 yards, and he lives for long range shooting coyotes, which I think 611 yards on a coyote is a heck of a shot. And he does it regularly with his 243 and 308. But man, if he had one of those 300 Win Mags, holy cats, he could really stretch out there.
Oh yeah, no, there's a handful that I always get excited about. And some of them are talking to people that we already know or have met, and or other things where it just might be, oh, these are things I'd never thought about going to.
Mm-hmm.
One of them that obviously I'm excited to stop by and talk to our friends from Genesis that we talked to last week.
Yep.
But the one I really can't wait to get my hands on is it's actually from Ruger. And I really need to feel that SFAR, that small frame AR and 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I know it's going to feel just like the 308 version, but I need to put it in my hands.
Yeah. That'll be an exciting one.
I think you might be more excited for their A-Team M14.
I really am. How cool is that? It's 100% nostalgia at that point. It honestly, you sent it the other day, and my first thought was PUBG right away. For any gamers out there, man, I saw that. I was like, I need it in my safe just because I wasted 3 years of my life playing that game, and so I have to have it.
See, and I did not think about that at all. I just saw that and thought of Hannibal Smith.
It's fair.
And I love it when a plan comes together, but that's because I am an old.
No. It wasn't my first thought with Hannibal. It was straight up PUBG all the way. I was like, oh, I need that. Need it so bad. So I've already got my can picked out for it and everything.
Yes. And no, as I go through here, I'm just going through looking at my list. I know that PSA is going to have something new because they always do.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what it is that they dropped. And I don't even have any real speculation about it. There's another group that I'm excited to take you to because they'll be at range day and on the floor. And that is Mitchell Defense. I know you've heard me talk about them a couple times, and I've really been singing their praises. Honestly, for that heirloom quality rifle, if you want a super solid AR,
yeah,
I'm leaning more and more towards them than a lot of other companies just from what I've had.
That's cool. No, I'm excited. There's like I said, there's so many different things out there, and I honestly, it's kind of like when you go to the movies. I always go to the movies after the previews are there. Have went through because I don't want to go spoil a movie I might want to see in the future. And so I purposely skip the previews, and that's what I've been doing online lately. I haven't been researching what the new products are coming out because I want to go and experience them for the first time at SHOT Show. I don't want to just be like, oh, I want to be walking by a booth and see something and catch my eye and just turn in there and go, oh man, this is it. This is what 2024 is all about.
There is a lot of that. It'll be neat to see that. I'm really kind of curious what will be the theme or the major things, because every year it seems like there's this is the year of X.
Last year I kind of felt like it was probably 5.7 and 10 mil.
Oh yeah, everybody and their dogs dropping 5.7s. There's companies now I'm seeing 5.7s rivaling the PSA Rock.
Yeah.
And was it the Tias or something like that? It's I might be wrong, but those were coming through, and those all right. I'm not really I'm not super into spicy 22 Magnum, but that's just me. I get that 10 millimeter is best millimeter as well, and but I don't know. Maybe like it's the old guy in me. Like I hit 40 and I'm starting to become a FUD or something. But I really am looking at like, man, I could use a high capacity 45 or higher capacity 45. So
Hence why we're going to stop at FN and drool.
Yeah, I might need to get my hands on the 545 and 510 while we're there.
That's fair. I'm going to go a completely opposite direction. I'm really excited for Keltec because I want to see their subcompact Gen 3.
Ah, yes, with the twisty.
Yeah. I think that really revolutionized the folding, fold up guns, as you would say, because I have the original sub 2000 and I had to go out and buy a $120 mount for a red dot, and it works, but it's got like 8 steps before you can get the gun unfolded.
And now it's just like integrated into the gun.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'm gonna have to get one of those and do the Cerakote orange again or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do some other off.
I'm also excited to swing by Smith and Wesson.
Mm-hmm.
I know that their Instagram just they've been blowing up a lot of like westerny themed things. So I don't know if they're going to drop a modern single action revolver.
Oh man.
Or if they're going to do a lever gun, because like as we keep talking here, I will pull up their feed.
Bring on all the levers this year.
See, I think last year was really the year of the lever gun, and I think you're probably going to see some more of people kind of coming to the party late.
Well, I'm okay with that. Last year we saw the gun of SHOT Show, I think, in that Bond Arms lever action 223. Still has not dropped yet. It's coming out shortly. I know that. I've got money set aside for it. Everyone listening has already heard me rave about it. I really can't wait to see it again in person and get to hold it. But yeah, that was a solid build that I can't wait to own. PWF tried to drop the 9mm Tombstone, and I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's junk. Sorry, that was rude. Everyone's, got to start somewhere. I'm sure they're going to, take it back to the shop and they'll tweak it, and they'll probably be a Gen 2 someday, and it might be fantastic, but their Gen 1 was not great. I did not appreciate, well, you've just got to work the lever better, as a guy who grew up in South Dakota on lever guns. So was not a fan of that answer.
So if I show you here and pull up the I will share this screen for anyone watching live, and this is what they're showing.
Yeah, I see this. What caliber is that?
Oh,
if I had to give a guess, 4570.
Oh no, that's not 4570. There's a rim on it, so that might be a 44 special.
Okay.
I mean they're really pushing the cowboy thing.
Yeah, they
hard.
are. Well, that means something cool is going to drop.
And
well, I mean, the cowboy action is actually really coming back in a major way.
Well, it never really left, but it is definitely something to see. And yes, Jim, if they would bring back a modernized Schofield, that would be amazing. But
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I promise I'm not going to do too much nerding out here. Also, for everyone, when you hear this, if you listen to it early or if you've watched it live, we will have a show from SHOT Show. I don't know if we'll be able to push it out live, just because of some of the constraints with, how internet works on the floor at SHOT Show. But we will definitely be pushing things out and have at least one show where we're going to be recording in our in the booth of our friends at Otis.
Yep.
And be talking to those fine people and have that coming out. So we will be posting some coverage direct from SHOT Show. So there will be a show next week. It just might not be on the same bat time with the same bat channel.
And definitely check out our Facebook and Instagram, because we'll be doing a few shorts and stuff like that. We're trying to get a little bit better at that, but yeah, we'll try to, if we see something cool, and I'm kind of thinking we're going to see a lot of cool stuff. So we'll try to put a few shorts out there, at least on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, I don't know else.
Well, we could do the YouTube short thing as well. I think we can figure that out maybe.
By now,
but we'll have to remember to use your phone since mine is still.
Oh yeah. Okay, fair.
Broken. And if I was not cheap, I could buy a new one. But of course, as we go through and looking at the rest of these, Aero Precision, we'll again have something neat and new there as well. There are some tools and things like that I'm excited to see. Of course, our friends over at Swamp Fox may or may not be dropping something new, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know anything.
No, we'll definitely have to stop by the booth and see the boys over there. Excited to see what they have come out with. Last year they dropped like 3 or 4 scopes, Red Round SHOT Show, so that was pretty sweet.
Yep. There's one company that I'm excited to talk to that is probably a sleeper for most people. And Garth's going to go, I didn't even really have them on my list. But ILAR.
Okay.
I want to stop by and talk to them again. Because it's one, it gives me a chance to get hands-on with some product sizes so I can better put them in my brain instead of just reading a measurement.
Yeah.
And I know, Garth, you guys got a bunch of ILR cases in.
We did, yes.
And I'm telling you, for the money, you can't beat those for a case.
You really can't. I mean, everyone's like, Pelican's the way to go, but and there's nothing wrong with Pelican at all. If you want the name brand, it's like buying a Harley, man. There's a lot of motorcycles out there, but Harley's Harley. That's how I feel with Pelican. But ILAR, we bought 4 or 5 of those for the fire department recently. They're a solid case. They do the job, and for a lot less money. So I am excited to go check out over at Magpul. I mean, they had that case drop last year with the inserts and stuff.
The DACA case was it the DACA organizer or whatever?
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I sat there and looked at it and was like, this is adult Legos. And I see that they also, big news from Magpul.
Yeah.
For those of us that are, as we've been accused of being before, like the P320 podcast, they dropped their new mags that they're going to make in their first metal mag, and they're making a P320 mag.
Yeah, pretty stoked about that because that price drop. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's got to be better than $44 a mag.
Yeah, it is. It's about $10 cheaper.
Well, that works.
And also, if they're doing that, you can't tell me they're not going for a government contract of some sort.
Oh, yeah. Now, it's too bad that, they're starting with the 17 round, which is fine. Eventually someday they're going to bump it up to the 21 rounder, because that's what everyone really wants, is a 21 round magazine anyway. But you got to start somewhere, and the 17 rounder is a good base to do it. So I'm pretty excited about that.
And that B&T 9, that's the foldy one. And so Aaron talked about any thoughts on the B&T 9 Covert. I have nothing against B&T. I've shot a couple of their products like once or twice, but I do not see the value or need in this product. And it might just be me, because like there was a time in my life where I'd have been like, that's awesome, I need one. Not because I needed it, just because I thought it was cool. And it is kind of neat where the magazine rotates into place, and then it's got one of the foldy AR grips on it, so it gets down. But that will be a Okay, sorry, I got distracted by reading minigun on an AR platform. All right, well, yes, Lep, we will definitely be talking to North Star Arms as they go through, because that sounds like a good time to me.
I wonder if they'll be at range.
I didn't see them on the range list, but we'll keep pushing through with that. Now, if you're looking for something in that kind of B&T size stuff, I would probably get a Mat 9.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, we have some friends who have a pretty solid company in the Matador Arms, and the products those guys are pushing out are fantastic.
Their new lower is dropping, like they're actually in production and sending them out now.
Yeah.
So that is super rad. And the only way, like, that B&T thing is cool, but it has one major downfall, and that is with it, you can never put on a VZ grip. And VZ grips are great because they're made from solid brick of G10. And G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, along with color options, are available. Shorty versions, 1911 grips with extreme customizability, standard slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. More than 25 textures and 27 colors are available. This coupon code is good for 15% off all handgun and rifle grips. And that code is AR-15 podcast. Let me get back to the right screen so we can see what's going on. And no, that I think is going to be a lot of fun to look at that. And again, VZ is kind of push daggers.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say push daggers. They're G10 daggers.
They're cool.
Yeah, those are a neat little item. And as Aaron says, he knew that was coming. Strange. But no, there's a handful of other things. Again, you're talking about Great Lakes. I am excited to talk to Samson Manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, because I am not a huge Mini 14 guy, because I was never an M14 guy, even though I own one. But they have that same A-Team stock, but for the 1022.
Yeah, that's
like, if you're balling on a budget, that might be the way to go.
It's yeah, it'd be a pretty neat thing. I can't say no to that. I'll just leave it. I can't say no.
Yeah, that'll be one where Garth just walks up and he's like, "How much money do I have to have?"
There's a few times I'm going to be saying that over the course of the week.
And of course, we're going to stop by Agilite, just because our friend Pastor Craig, they have his favorite display he's ever seen in a video, and it's the one that this is not a sex machine.
Yeah,
as they load the mag repeatedly into the mag pouch, and they have their ticker for how much that's gone by.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hope they have their claw game again.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes, where it's like, oh, we dropped these shekels in,
and they had some high end stuff there. I mean, from pouches to night vision was, I think, one of the prizes.
Yeah, there was a set of Bino night vision. Everybody was like, "Oh, they'll never pick them up," and they did once. And everybody in the booth went, "We're never gonna financially recover from this."
Yeah, definitely was pretty sweet to see. One company I'm actually kind of excited to talk to, and just because they're neighbors to the east, is APF, Alex Pro Firearms.
They make a lot of solid guns. Again, I'll never say anything bad about their guns. I've only had good luck with them, and I've had transferred quite a few of them through, and they've always been solid. The other thing that I am going to be excited to look around for, that I know is not going to be catching Garth's eye, but I'm going to be definitely looking to see if there's more of a market for the IR laser and light stuff for night vision. And I am told with fairly good authority there is some new night vision from one of our friends too.
Weird.
Yeah. I'll have to. We'll be stopping by to talk to them.
We'll say our hellos.
And be looking on that. And all right. So Lep Outdoors asked this question and thoughts on the 8.6 blackout. 8.6 blackout. Man, they're trying really, really hard to make that a thing. And a couple years ago when it first came out, I was on board. Like I was all on board with this. I was like, all right, 300 blackout, but in a 308 case, so it's a 338 bullet.
Yeah.
Drop down. Like I am into this. I dig it.
Aren't they extremely hard to find though?
Yeah. So then they turned into vaporware.
Yeah.
And then after it was vaporware, like, okay, they had it. And then there was like one manufacturer of them. And so it was one group of people, and I want to say it was like Guerrilla Ammunition was making them. And Hornady was on board and then backed out. And I don't know if they're back on board yet. And as I've looked through it, like everything had died off with it. And then Grantham brought it back.
Yeah.
Like Grantham did a video on it and made it hot, kind of like Grantham did a video and killed 5.7. But I mean, it's okay. Does it have uses? Yes. The same arguments can be made for it that can be made for 300 blackout. The main things that's better about it are you're throwing a heavy pill at something. So if you're going to do it in an AR-10 and run it only suppressed, it's kind of like if you have a 300 blackout, you should have it as a short barrel and it should be suppressed. Yeah. And you should shoot subsonics through it. Because if you're shooting heavy bullets at longer range, you're not going to gain anything over like a 338 Federal.
Yeah.
So, and I say this and look at Garson, who's agreeing, going, yes, I know exactly what those things are.
I have zero idea what you're talking about. I'm just saying yes. I don't know, dude. No clue. No,
it was a neat concept. I like what they did. And again, they did an additional 300 blackout-ish caliber. And I was all on board with 300 blackout, man. Like I got one. I have it in a dumb configuration because I did it in a 16-inch because at the time I was like, it was before pistol braces really kind of came out. And I was like, oh, I want to get on board with this new round because it's going to do everything. And I think I've got it maybe twice in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
because I have it.
Yeah.
I think it's in the safe. It's in the safe.
It's somewhere.
I keep saying I should go back to and build another short. Like I'm pretty sure I even have an 8 or a 10-inch barrel in my bucket of parts.
Probably.
And it's a Faxon barrel, so it's a quality barrel. But I should build a short little guy to run suppressed because, well, reasons. And
one of the ammunitions I'm looking forward to going and talking to, because I see their ads all day long on the Cowboy Channel. For us Midwesterners who watch the Cowboy Channel, they always advertise the True Velocity ammunition. And I've still never seen it in store. I've never ordered any because
Cabela's carries it.
Do they?
Yeah, it's generally on an end cap.
Okay. Well, it's interesting to me. I don't know if I would shoot it, but hey, I'd shoot it if I had it. But like I said, it's so dang expensive. I just want to go talk to those guys and see the concept of what's up with it. And yeah, it's another bullet out there, but man, it's expensive.
I read or listened to an interview with the guy who started that True Velocity a couple years ago, and it was super interesting. He had done some work for the government in austere environments that were like jungly places.
Yeah.
Against places where they raise the coca plant, and they talked about getting into some firefights, and then much like in Afghanistan where you'd see the kids run out and collect brass after the firefights, they would be sitting on a street corner reloading it. And it's like, oh, okay, hey, so we have this and you expend all this brass. Well, we don't pick up our brass in battle. And then somebody comes out and picks it all up. Well, now we've given them, and they make new they make new rounds to shoot at everyone again. And the concept behind it was, well, if we make this polymer ammo, it's a one-time use, and they can't reload it. And then it had side benefits of also being lighter.
Yeah, and that's a cool concept. And I'm sure that he was thinking government contract with it and everything like that. But to the general public, it's expensive.
Oh, very much so. And 6.5 Grendel is a great round, and you can actually make that from 7.62 by 39 brass. There you go. There's a nerd fact for the day that Garth says he just can't stop himself.
Yes, full of them, man. Full of them.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
He can't wait until I say that somewhere on the floor.
I'm going to make shot card bingo of just Dooley sayings, and right in the middle of a comment, bingo!
Yeah, you'll be the only one playing it. So
100%. Well, I'll get Jacob to play with me.
It'll be a free space. Dooley says fun fact. All right, here I have to... Or we have Lep Outdoors says True Velocity is a good round for distance precision shooting. Reason I've heard it's been so expensive is because it's very consistent. So that is good. Consistency is key and king, and I know that they put a lot of emphasis in their marketing materials on their manufacturing or processes and quality, which is like you pay for a lot of like anything good. And ammunition especially, like this is one where I could break off and talk about like SDs and how everything works. And like if you look at Wolf or Brown Bear or something, you might have an SD that's like 150. And if you're shooting Black Hills, you might have an SD of like 15 or 20. So that's the reason why sometimes ammunition is like, oh, this ammunition's junk. And it's because it is not consistent from shot to shot.
Good enough.
Correct.
Sorry, I'm going through my list, just trying to see who else stands out to me that we're looking for. Excited to go stop by the Streamlight booth, man. They have awesome products. I'm actually bringing a couple of their products with me. Just that knife, the knife light, basically.
The Streamlight Stiletto?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have that. That's going in the pack with me just because I think that's a cool little concept thing.
Yes, they are super handy. Like I do love those. And I know this is super interesting as I scroll through this. Again, I'll be talking to Beretta because I have to. I think I'm contractually obligated to stop by the Beretta booth.
Well, there's always the big names. We're definitely going to hit Beretta, Ruger, Mossberg. Excited to stop by their booth and see what they've got cooking this year.
Mossberg just dropped a new shotgun that I think is going to be and it's not a new shotgun. It is a new, like not even version, but
just a variant.
Yeah, they did a Thunder Ranch.
Oh, did they?
940.
Oh, really?
And a 590. So the thing I thought was the most interesting about those is they come with a pre-cut for a Hollow Sun 407 or 507K.
Cool.
So it's already made so that'll co-witness and you can use irons and
Oh,
everything
really?
with
That'd be
it.
really sweet. Yeah.
So it's like cut down into the receiver to add a red dot to that shotgun. And I'm like, all right, now you're talking the same price as that Beretta A300 and same capacity. It's you gonna buy the Beretta or are you gonna buy the Mossberg?
I mean, for you, it's probably still the Beretta just because of the name.
I have a couple.
All right. But I mean, to be fair,
To be fair,
after shooting the Genesis with the EOTech on there, that was kind of fun.
yeah, and for all of the shotgun shooters that are listening, Aimpoint in their press release material has a new version of the Arco that is their mailbox red dot for like a pistol slide that is made to go on a vent rib shotgun now. So it is designed to ride the vent rib of shotguns and have that closed emitter red dot on shotguns that aren't already factory set up for a dot.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to make a list on my phone of things that I'm gonna want to buy, and it's gonna be the gun of the month in 2024 again, all over. It's gonna be awful.
Well, or gun part of the month.
Well, I'm definitely gonna do gun part of the month. That's gonna happen, but I just might have to carry that gun of the month tradition over to 2024 too.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know that I'll make.
Well, I mean, I've already started. I bought a Ruger 357 the second day of January.
Yes, and the JM 940 Pro is awesome. Actually, this guy sitting here beside me, I'm still kind of pissed at him that I didn't take the deal he got on a JM 930.
I own 2 JM 930s because of you. I mean, the first one I just wanted for 3-gun. I didn't really need the second shotgun, but it was such a sweet deal.
Yeah.
If you didn't take it, I was going to take it. If I didn't take it, Paul was going to take it. So
yeah, a local sporting goods store here had a JM 930 that didn't have chokes.
Yeah, they didn't know what they had.
And so it was the 18-inch variant, not the extended tube. But they went, oh, it doesn't have chokes. This thing's worthless. And I think you got it for $340 after taxes.
Yeah, $340 out the door because they had a 10% discount on all guns because they're trying to downsize right now.
Yeah. So we're just not going to talk about that because that made me angry. Like, I had to do it because I thought really hard about impulse buying that, but apparently my wife thought we had the places to go.
It was her fault.
Yeah, otherwise, I would have had it.
Don't worry, I'll sell it to you someday because I'm probably going to shoot it too much.
Yeah.
Happens. So yeah, man. What else is there? I mean, I know you are kind of excited to go talk to quite a few, ammunition manufacturers. I know that's on your list to do.
Yep. I want to talk to a lot of ammo. I want to. There's a handful of AR-15 companies that I do want to stop by and see, just because I want to see some of the new innovation that's out there. There's one of them that I think they're going to be at SHOT Show that they have an interesting stock that I wanted to look at, and I'm pretty positive they were going to be at Range Day, but they had a pivot stock.
Oh, cool.
So as you hold the rifle to your shoulder, if you do that 45-degree offset,
yeah,
it actually keeps the stock in the right position.
Wow, that's neat.
And pivots.
That'd be cool.
But also, that's a lot of moving parts that I am not sure that we needed.
Well, I mean, we'll check it out. It's neat that there's innovation out there. I'm still kind of pissed about that 357 that never came into existence. That square 357 that we saw last year. It was just a concept for it.
Oh, it's like, I don't know. It might have just completely.
It went away. Yeah, it was gone. So
I call that vaporware because that's what it is. You're just chasing vapor.
Actually, I'm kind of excited to go down to the law enforcement area, just because I want to check out all the first responder stuff. There's a few companies there that are geared toward breaching and stuff like that have multiple uses. not only for law enforcement, but for first responders as well. And so I'm excited to go check those guys out. There's a door jam one and a few other things I think would be useful in just everyday situations that I have to do with being a firefighter. And so I'm excited to go check those guys out.
Yep, there's a bunch of those guys. I am always excited to talk to a bunch of the medical people, and then of course I have to stop by and make my like pilgrimage to Eberly Stock,
Yeah,
and figure out what bag I'm going to buy this year, because inevitably it seems like I do, and then with that, what do you do?
no, I mean I'm going to be going to Vertex because well I own Vertex bags.
Yep, and as we as keep going through, I don't think shotguns have made a big resurgence. Like there's a ton more, but a lot of that is with the Turk Nellies as well. So it's interesting to see that. I've seen a ton of double stack 1911s dropping this year, mainly from Turkey,
Yeah,
and we'll see how the quality is on those. And I think it's going to have to be really innovative this year. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of be a meh.
well, and then not only do we get to go to SHOT Show and look at all these cool new products, but we also get to hang out with the other guys from We Like Shooting and a couple other guys who might be there from the radio network itself, and kind of excited for a network party per se. Well,
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
We might do something. And of course, any of our listeners that are there, like we're always excited to meet any fans, and
Absolutely.
generally we'll sit down and have a drink or something like that with you. And I mean, if you want to,
we're not going to force anything like that.
But yeah, Garth, I don't have much else. Oh, there is one other thing. Magpul's dropping, and 2 people dropped this year. So, in the world of magazines,
Mm-hmm.
Magpul has the T30 now.
Okay.
And it is their first translucent magazine. So that means it's see-through. And with that, the day after they dropped it, Mission First Tactical dropped their see-through magazine, and both of them passed the U.S. military's cold weather impact test.
Well, that's good.
So, like 2 quality translucent magazines that you can look at and be like, oh, look at your window, peasant. Like I can see through the whole thing. And inevitably, someone on the internet is going to go, yeah, but then the enemy can see how many rounds that you have of ammunition left, because they'll be able to see into your magazine. And if I'm ever in a gunfight so close that the enemy can see how many rounds are in my magazine, I am not doing my job.
Yeah, it's close quarters then at that point. I don't ever want to be in that situation. I mean, that's if they're counting rounds, they're not really worried about their job either.
Correct.
So
it's like we talked about Thunder Ranch earlier. It's like Clint Smith once said about the ping on M1 Garand. And he goes, the ping. And everyone talks about ping. And, oh, no, the enemy knows that you're empty. You just shot 8 rounds of 30-06. Everyone is deaf.
yeah, you don't hear nothing.
So, with that, guys, Garth, there anything else that people should be checking out or people should be looking at?
No, I don't think so. I mean, guys, look forward to next week. Check us out. We're gonna, like Nick said, we're gonna try to go live. If we can't, we will definitely drop something that week anyway. Definitely be looking at our social medias, because we'll be having little snippets here and there, and trying to get out as much information at SHOT as we can, because we're excited about going and we want to let you guys know what cool new products are coming out. We're going to try to talk to a whole bunch of new companies and get them out there as well. So, I mean, we're excited because for the next 6 months, I think we're going to have a whole bunch of guests coming on talking about the newest, latest, greatest stuff of 2024. So I'm excited. I know Nick's excited, and you guys should be excited too, because we just droned on for 45 minutes about the things we're excited about, and SHOT Show is so massive and expansive. We're not going to see it all. So if you guys have anything you want to, have us look into, please drop us an email or a chat on Facebook or Instagram, so we know what we can go look for to bring to you guys.
Yep, and there is one other company that we have to talk about tonight. That is Patriot Patch Company, patriotpatch.co. Good friends over there if you need any morale patches. These gun cleaning mats that make the world's greatest mouse pads.
They do.
And tin signs, etc. Go check Jake and the crew over at Patriot Patch Company out. Without them, none of this would have been possible because Jake is the founder of the network.
The godfather, if you will.
Yes, the podfather.
Yoo-hoo, I like that.
Yes. So with that, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll make sure to cover all of the updates that we can next week. And so be tuning into all of our social medias and whatnot. And with that, you folks out there, remember that things are getting crazy. Definitely getting crazier by the day. So go out there, get some medical training, and you folks stay safe and stay armed. Support the people who support the show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, 4patriots.com, and Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to check us out on social media. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. AR-15 Podcast 2 on Twitter. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook and wherever podcasts are found. If you just want to drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, or give us a show idea, make sure to send that email to AR-15podcast 2.0 @gmail.com.